Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Grow with Zach channel. In this video, we're going to talk about the mindset that you have to have in order to make money. Now, I don't want this to be misunderstood because I'm not one to believe that you can literally just manifest it. Like, some of that's true, right? Like, you got to believe it before you have it. You got to see it before you can feel it. Yeah, like there is some manifesting going on. Like you have to be in the mindset of, yes, I've already become a millionaire. Yes, I've already become successful. I already have it. But that's more internal. It doesn't mean you can't put in the work, right? Like you still have to do that. But mindset is a big piece. And it's oftentimes the first step because so many people just don't have a good frame of mind when it comes to money. A lot of people just aren't good with money. They don't have a good relationship with money, yet they want more of it. But they do things to get rid of money and to push it away. So what's the mindset that can help us attract money while working for it as well, right? Many of you guys have probably heard about the growth mindset, right? And I like that, right? But it's kind of cliche, but let's dive into that a little bit. Like, what does this actually mean, right? And I think for me, it starts with always being a learner, right? And being really cognizant of your ego and knowing that, you don't have it all figured out. There's always something more to learn. And if you have this beginner's mindset, right? Whenever you go into something new or whenever you want to start a business, and you never have that moment where your ego takes over, this is going to set you up, right? Because people with the money-making mindset, they're constantly trying to improve on what they know, their knowledge, and their skills. One of the great people who I listen to, his name is Naval Ravikant. And he said the biggest winners of this decade are going to be those who can learn, unlearn, and relearn. Because this world is moving at a fast pace. That's what I've done in creating some of my businesses. I got into crypto in 2020. I've had a lot of success doing it. And I still come at it every single day knowing that I don't know anything, basically, right? I come at it with this beginner's mindset and I'm constantly evolving and changing and adapting and learning and unlearning and relearning. So being adaptable is so crucial. And I think it really speaks to that whole growth mindset because we hear that, but we don't really unpack it, right? So being flexible, being willing to adjust strategies when needed, knowing that the first thing that you try, right, when starting a business might not be the thing that you end with. Like I had 4 failed small companies as a, aspiring entrepreneur when I was just getting started. And by the way, I haven't made it or anything like that. I'm 34 years old. I feel like I'm just getting started. And again, that kind of speaks to that growth mindset, continuously learning, right? Now, what about value creation? I want to get into this because I think this is very important. Focus on solutions to problems. So many people have it backwards. They only want to focus on the problem, right? And they wonder why things aren't going their way and why their business is struggling because they're always talking about what's wrong with the industry and things that are holding them back. And, these people over here can't get this done, so I can't get this done. Excuses, excuses, excuses. And it doesn't make these people bad people. It's just what happens, right? So you have to be very, very diligent in how your mind is working. Are you really focusing on solutions? Are you seeking out opportunities rather than focusing on things that aren't working? Anybody who I've ever met that is successful, and obviously one of those measures of success is being financially free, having money. And I hate this cliche, money doesn't buy happiness, whatever. I get that, it's true, but money buys freedom. Anybody who's had success, somebody who has money, they focus first on how they can solve a problem and create value, right? Whether it's products, services, investments. I do that every single day on this channel. I'm just offering my advice, offering my solutions to people's problems, right? And hoping that this channel gets monetized one day, like my other crypto channel did, right? The more problems you solve or the more value that you add, the more you will earn. Let me say that again. The more value you create or the more problems that you solve, the more money you will earn. It's just that simple, guys. And another piece of this value creation is thinking long term, right? A lot of people like to chase the quick buck or the immediate gratification, right? Whether it's sports gambling or even in my world, because I've got another channel where I talk about crypto news and all of that. And there are a lot of people with the mindset of, hey, Zach, make me rich today. Man, I've been grinding at this for 4 years. There were moments in 2022 where I thought I was going to quit and go back and do something else. I mean, you can ask some of my good friends in the space. There's going to be times where you're going to want to quit. Keep going. And this is where discipline and consistency come in. Anybody who's been successful, anybody who's made money has had that mindset of, I'm not going to be stopped. I don't care what you're going to throw at me. I don't care what hurdle I got to jump over, what wall I got to break through. You're not going to stop me. You're not going to stop me. I'm going to keep on coming until I get what I want. And this is so crucial. A lot of people stop right on the doorway of success. And it's usually right around that corner of the darkest alley where success lies. And I know that sounds pie in the sky, but it's true. There's a great story out of a book that I love called Think and Grow Rich. And it's called 5 Feet Away from Gold. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that story, but during the gold rush out in California, everybody was searching for gold. And there was a company that went out there. They stopped 5 feet away. They quit. Another company came in. It took them a day and a half, not even half a day or whatever. Boom. They struck gold. You see what I'm saying? Now, there's also an element that I want to talk about here that has to do with risk, because a lot of people are afraid to take a chance. And a lot of people who have a pretty good life, they'll say they want a better life, but they're not doing anything to get a better life. So they're just saying words. And I'm not calling y'all out. I mean, we've all been there before, but be about it. Don't talk about it, because words are just that. Let me see action. And when it comes to risk tolerance, people who build wealth, they're willing to take risks. Now, they take calculated risks. They take measured risks. They weigh out the options. They know going into something that it could fail, but they also know that that won't break them. For instance, starting a YouTube channel like this, there's really no cost. You can do it with a very simple setup. In fact, I'm doing it with a very simple setup right now. When I first started, I did it with my phone. There's not a lot of cost there. It's just your time. How much time are you willing to give to something? So people who make money, people who are successful, they study and understand the downsides, and they're okay with that. They're not afraid to fail. And this is one of the biggest things, and I'll end the video with this. You've got to find a way to overcome the fear of failure and getting over imposter syndrome. The feeling of, I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve this. And it's easier said than done. But if you're putting the time in and the effort day after day, you do deserve it. And you will get it. But you got to look at failure as just a temporary defeat. It's not something finite, right? Use it as a learning opportunity. Continue on. It's just a minor setback before a major comeback. So the ability to push through this idea, this fear or failure, is really at the core, the key to seeking and seizing new opportunities. This is the mindset of winners, guys. This is how winners think. And hopefully this video helps you. If it did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video here on Grow with Zach.